know what's the worst thing? I walk this earth all day. And when you become a high vibrational being, you have to know that even passing by and perceiving low vibrational entities are going to fire off your mirror neurons and get you into sympathetic resonance, simpatico, with the low vibration. This is why they say you are influenced by the people you surround yourself by. So most of us prefer solitude to the highest degree because we become under the influence of nature in our own energy fields. We'd rather that than be consistently bombarded with bullshit energy. Now, get down to it. You walk the earth and you see all of these people, and they're obviously in different levels and different degrees of existential angst, right? Existential angst. They either have anxiety about their existence, projecting themselves into the future. They have depression about their existence, projecting themselves and regretting the past, losing the present always, and at the end of the day, having a mixture of anxiety and depression. That's what angst is. The conflict of existing in anxiety and depression about your existence. So what's the contrary or the counterpart or the polar or the inverse of existential angst? It's existential wealth, existential prosperity, existential wellness, right? So everybody talks this wellness industry bullshit, but most of these people are fraudulent. They're not inducing a higher state of self-awareness to then give people the clarification to then assess themselves and address themselves and self-regulate and heal their internal conflicts. They're not giving anybody any actionable plans. They got y'all sitting down thinking that putting on yoga pants and some Birkenstocks, or, you know, getting into a sauna or an ice bath, or burning some incense and clutching some rocks, some crystals, are going to save you from the inevitable consequences of your inferior conduct. What y'all are not recognizing is that this whole wellness industry is flawed as fuck, because they don't actually induce a fundamental change in the character of the individual. So once you recognize the improvement of the fundamental character of the individual is going to lead to what? Superior conduct by the individual, then you realize the square root of your existence is your conduct. So once you improve your conduct, you improve your existence. Going to a sauna, going to a yoga class, praying thousands of rak'ahs a day if you're Muslim, it's not going to change the quality of your existence. You got to stop begging the universe to disregard all the trash consequences you're setting into motion, all the trash causes you're setting into cause and effect. Stop asking the universe to bypass the law of cause and effect on your behalf and grant you what you don't deserve, and flip your attitude, flip your perspective to understand that once you get into harmony with comprehension of universal laws and you become a law-abiding citizen in the universe, everything gets opened unto you. Now, I walk this earth and there's so many people, as I said, they live in this existential angst. If you're not sober, we already know what's going on. What? If you're not fit, we already know what's going on. What? You don't even like how you look. Think about it. You don't like how you feel. You can't, you're weak, strong. Come on. Incapable. You're not enlightened. You don't really know what's going on. And you don't got no money. You definitely feeling stressed out and anxious about your material existence, because money only fixes material problems. Food, water, shelter, clothing, education, medical supplies, hygiene, housing. Yeah. Money only fixes material problems. So if you don't have money, you have material problems. Now we're talking about solving the immaterial problem so you can get your material problem solved. Whatever why your world is yours. So I walk this planet and so many people obviously don't have the answers and are obviously very confused and are obviously living in various degrees of existential angst. But my thing is, they'll see an individual who's fucking glowing and winning and shining and vibrating high like a motherfucker, and instead of asking them questions, they'll project energy, project negative energy onto them. I get this all the time. You feel me? And my biggest disappointment and my biggest heartbreak is, what the fuck? You could be living I see beauty in everybody. I see what everybody could be. I see what everybody could be, and I know what they're not being, right? But to walk this earth with the plenty of people who obviously don't have answers and who are not even asking questions. They're not even asking questions. Not to me, not to other people who obviously have shit figured out. They're so conceited and so lazy and so entitled, and their attitudes are so backwards that they're not even asking questions. You think that motherfuckers just fell into some wealth? Bro, I was born Fort Greene, Farragut Projects, Crown Heights, Section 8, you know what I'm saying, EBT, all that shit. You feel me? You take me to Sudan, I'm in 𝐿𝐵𝐴. Started out, we didn't even have a toilet. We shitting in the hole. You know what I'm saying? We got the flower pot to wipe it. There's no toilet paper. Electricity going out. So you can't really tell me there's nothing. I just was born in a situation where I was aware enough of myself and not so absorbed in myself, because these people are self-absorbed as fuck. Once you stop being self-absorbed, you realize that there's a world outside of you, right? And the universe is not happening in you. You're happening in the universe. So you're happening in a world, and the world is not happening in you, right? The world doesn't revolve around you. You're revolving around the center and the source of the universe. Think about that, right? Fuck the solar system. You're revolving around the source and the center of the universe. It's not revolving around you, stupid. Now, once you get past this self-absorbed narcissism, the actual narcissism that leads to existential poverty and keeps people in existential angst, you then ask yourself, why do certain people have very lit lives, very prosperous lives, very happy lives, lives they have, and why do we not have? Then fuck the we, fuck them, because people try to get their family involved in shit. Why are people lit? Why do people have money and they can eat what they want and sleep where they want and wear what they want and fly where they want, and I don't? So what do they know that I don't know? And what are they doing that I'm not doing for them to be something that I'm not right now? This is the question. So I'm walking down the street, bro. Yeah, at this point, I live on a global scale. And being in Egypt, being in Sudan, being across the world, you realize that every society is just a different, back to that MPC theory, it's just a different server. It's just a different world, different server. Like on RuneScape, you get the world 88, world 99. You always got a world 88. Different server, different lobby, different map. Same human stupidity, no matter what the phenotypic expression is, aka the observable traits on the human genome, height, gender, whatever the fuck. Stupidity is stupidity everywhere. And it's just going to take a different form based on the different terrain. But human consciousness is on a sliding scale everywhere you go. So recognizing that a superior comprehension is the only indicator of a superior consciousness, of an elevated consciousness, you're going to recognize that these people don't even comprehend that they don't even comprehend. So for everybody out there who realizes that it's time to ascend and to solve your existential angst, you have to seek answers that you obviously don't have, that if you did have, you wouldn't have the problems that you're having. So life is about solving problems, not living with problems and acting like problems are inherent to the universe and you just have to accept them because the people around you have just been accepting the problems and being lazy about their existence. Whatever you why your world is yours, consider the vibrations raised. It blows mine to the maximum that I'm walking down the planet in an age of information, in an age of intelligence, where anything you want to know, you can fucking find out, and everything you want to figure out, you can figure out if you have a certain degree of fucking comprehension and fucking competence. This is why I say existential competence. Existential competence. So feel like read competence. Existential competence. Feel me? Whatever why your world is yours, consider the vibrations raised. Do not be existentially incompetent. Sober, emotional and spiritual competence. Fit, physical competence. Enlightened, intellectual competence. Rich, financial competence. You think you're going to have existential angst if you live in alignment with the work that you're supposed to be doing and being the being you're supposed to be? Everybody who's living in existential angst, which is a combination, like we said, of depression and anxiety, instead of existential wellness, is simply avoiding being who they ought to be. And so they're reaping the negative consequence of feeling that they're wasting their existence and knowing that they're wasting their existence by being what they're not wanting to be. And while they sit back and have a vision of who they're being called to become, they watch themselves exist as less than that. You think you're supposed to feel good about that? And then why do you think people who live in alignment with their vision, who answer the call, and who are being who they want to be, feel so good, have peace, don't exist in existential angst like the rest of these people who are afraid to be themselves? Doesn't take a fucking rocket science to figure that out. Whatever you why your world is yours, consider the vibrations raised. We are the ascendancy. They're the descendancy. Get on the right side of life. Superior conduct is the only answer. Truly transcend yourself and stop being one of these self-absorbed individuals and really understand that you're being called to be something. There's nothing to gain. There's nothing to lose. There's only something to be. And once you truly become a professional at being yourself, people suck at being yourselves. Professionally be yourself by seeking wisdom and clarity from individuals who have professionally become themselves. Whether you're a musician, whether you're a life coach, a teacher, you could be a fucking yoga instructor. Some whack-ass yoga instructors out here. I ain't fucking with them. I'm only fucking with the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Professional you. Be professional you. Be a professional human. And then whatever your individuality is calling you to give the world, you're already a professional human. So it's going to be easy to give that to the world. Whatever you why your world is yours, consider the vibrations raised. It blows mine that they are really not asking no question. Y'all really walking this earth being whack, seeing people be lit, and then y'all are not asking any questions? My question is, why y'all not asking questions? I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions. Consider the vibrations raised. Get on the program.